Oh, hello there and welcome to Diva's Den. This is one of the commercial spaces we've been able to transform, and I just want to show you what quality of work we were able to do here. So let's take a tour. I hope you guys liked that intro, but before we can begin, we have to set the mood with the right music. No, that's too fast. That's too upbeat. That one's just perfect. So I want to start with telling you a bit about our goals for the space when you initially came here. You can see all corners of the room. It is quite a small space, so one of the main goals was to make it feel bigger without putting mirrors everywhere. Actually, we were not able to do that because most of the space we wanted to use to create display spaces. You can see all around me, there's these mannequin heads that hold the hair. So that was the best use of majority of the wall space. So we did introduce mirrors where necessary. You can see right over here at the workstation where the client would come and get fitted for their wig. We do have the full length mirrors, but also on the ceiling. Now we went for a nice simple gypsum design, but that was another opportunity to make the space feel bigger without really stealing the spaces on the wall away from being able to display as much as possible. Another thing that we had to really work with to make sure the space felt big was the color scheme. We have the white for all the shelves, but the backgrounds for each of the display areas has a light and has the gold background. That just makes sure that that space remains bright regardless of what is placed in the space. When it came to playing around with black, the placement was very, very important. We did not want it to be somewhere that it attracts your eye and kind of overwhelms the room. So you can see we've kept majority of the black near the bottom. We can see the cabinetry like over here at the sink. At the bottom it's black, but the top is white, and then all around the room as well. All the bottom cabinetry is black with those beautiful goldish handles, and we've used it as a highlight like over here. This reception counter that actually the amount of detail is easily overlooked, but it really matters in just adding a bit more character to this space. You can see we have this beautiful ridge design. It is in white, but you may not be able to see that, but even the inside here has that gold accent, which I feel like those extra touches, those attention to details are really what make an impact in a room. Even if you don't notice it right away, later on you'll be like, hey, there's something about this room, and it's about those details. So you can see that is represented here. We have the black, the gold, and the white with a bit of texture. We also made sure that this counter was just enough to accommodate everything that the owner would need while doing their work, but also something that is easily navigated around. You can see it's not really closing off any spaces. That means it allows the clients to be able to comfortably walk around this space and take a look at everything that is being offered, and that was very, very important due to the size of the space. Now, another use of dark color is in the tile, but in that way we wanted to add a bit more texture into the room, so we didn't go with something that was blank because we knew that the cabinetry was going to be a flat black color. So you can see it's a glossy finish, it reflects light, but it has more intricate detail in there with the browns and the whites. There's just a lot going on, so that just creates a bit more interest to attract the eye when you walk into the space. Having known that the client is selling hair and they're going to have these mannequins to hold the hair, we measured out everything and made sure that every niche that we created would fit all her mannequins. So you can see all around, we created enough space where she could put in majority of the hair that she sells in this space, and even place more things. So you can see she has other products all around. She has places to hang the raw hair when it's not on the mannequins. So over here you can see we have the first column of the display shelves, and then we have this blank area, which actually is not quite blank because we did go into detail. We always say there is no stone left unturned, and here you can see it well represented, because this would be a space that would be easily neglected, but we went that extra mile and made sure that it had a bit of detail. It also has that ridge detail, but these planks are not as small as the ones you see on the counter, but that creates harmony. Like, your brain really picks up on those details and makes the space feel overall more cohesive. So this is the area that is designated for hanging the raw hair or any other products you might have. And then we have the other column, and then we have the other blank space. So you can see that that pattern really is creating great symmetry and an overall just a beautiful wall to look at. So the next thing is lighting, that we really had to think about lighting and getting maximum light in here. So the first thing we did was not have a solid door. We did not want any doors that would block out any of the natural light that's flowing in, because as a woman shopping for hair, I know it's very, very important to be able to see all the nuances of the hair you're seeing, what color it is, the texture. If it's dark, you can't really see if there's any problems with the hair. So it was very, very important to have a lot of natural light still flowing in. So we added these sliding doors. We kept them white, and they have the glass on them. So that leaves all the natural light to flow in. We have recessed lights in the little display shelves that I've talked about, but we also have them on the ceiling. And one thing I really love, apart from the amount of light that they provide, is how we also use them to play around with the color scheme. You can see that in the ceiling, there's this black border that goes around the main part of the gypsum design, but they have those gold, they're actually gold around. The others are white, but these ones are gold, and I thought that was just very creative in taking those colors that you can see around down here also up to the ceiling, and it just creates a more interesting ceiling to look at. And then we have them again in the white light on the main section of the ceiling. So the lighting is ideal, it's perfect. It really highlights the most important parts of the store, making sure that the products are well seen by anyone from any angle in this space. Now, the final section that I want to talk about is this little corner right by the entrance. Now, we didn't want it to feel empty, so we thought the best way to complete it was by including these wall hangings that showcase maybe what the hair could potentially look like if a client was to put it on. So that was just a perfect way to complete this wall so it didn't feel too blank, because this is a functional corner. You can see we included this beautiful small sink that just fits this corner perfectly. It is something that was required for this space, so we're glad that we could have a section where we could just designate that, but that doesn't mean that we had to leave it looking blank and boring. So overall, I think when you stand back and look at that area, it just feels very complete and very, very beautiful. Now, what can I say about my experience in this shop? I would say if I was a customer and I walked in, I would end up buying a number of things just because of how well presented things are. Like, first you have these. As soon as you walk in, these catch your eye. You have the mannequin heads right on the counter, and then your eye can clearly see every single thing that is being displayed in this room just because of that lighting that I talked about earlier. So that way I'll be attracted to this side and that side. I can see myself coming in and maybe having an idea of what I wanted, but then coming in and seeing so much that attracts my eye, then I'm like, hey, maybe let me walk around and look at a bit more stuff, and I'd probably end up buying everything in the store. So I think that is a fantastic design, because it is a space that is selling something. So if you're able to create something that would make people want to buy more from this space, you've done an excellent job. And I think the design of this place overall is absolutely perfect. If you want to see any more videos like this, educational, you want to learn more about design and how we transform spaces, you can make sure you subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Fine Urban Interiors. Like, share, and leave your comments, and turn on your notification bells, because that's how you'll know every time we have a new video. You can also find us on all other social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter, all at Fine Urban Interiors. My name is Cynthia Shoya from Fine Urban Interiors, and I will see you on the next one.